Hi guys, welcome back, sauce class. Few students had asked me questions about bechamel because, and I told you before, I'm not really a big fan of bechamel. I never really used it that much in industry. Veloutes all the time, or almost for everything we use, veloutes. Bechamel not that much, but there are applications. There are definitely a lot of things that I have done in the past. Like make lasagna with it and things like that. I'm putting some salted pasta water right now. I'm by myself, so I'm going to be kind of moving the camera around and maybe tilting it. I got some potatoes cleaned already. Big tournaise, huh? We're going to slice them. I'm cooking off some water for some pasta. No reason to spend too much time on how to cook pasta. Once again, like I said, by myself. So I try to bring everything close to me, and it's a big pile, a big mess right now. Just got some elbow macaroni. Always salt the water though when you cook pasta, any pasta, because if you don't, it tastes really shingupta. It really does. It washes out all the salt that's inside of it. It should taste almost sea salt taste, really. That pretty salty from my experience with other chefs and in recipes. It does work. My stainless steel pot, you can't tell it that way. Yikes. Once again, making sauces and things like that, the best thing to do is stainless steel. Aluminum's not the best. I did in this class want to do a tomato sauce. I don't know if we're going to do it. I don't see why not, but if we get together, I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing. But what I'm going to do today is once again, we made a bechamel before, and I made several sauces from that bechamel. But bechamel is really, it's best for other things. We're going to do a pasta dish, a potato dish, a chicken dish. Not really recipes, just as this is basically cooler clean out too. I took all the things I had left over. If you're in the French cooking class, you're gonna recognize some of the items. And yeah, we had some of these left over. Had some chicken breasts left over. Some sun-dried tomatoes, which again with the pasta and the bechamel. Let's start the bechamel so I can get cooking. Right? What's the first step? Scald the milk. All right, milk. Now let's bring it to a boil. I think I do, well, I might use almost a full liter. Just because there's a lot of things to make with it. I don't know if this is important. I guess it is. We'll swing it down here. You can watch that. It's funny, unusual doing it by myself. It's actually very weird. It's very strange. Nobody's here, and I kind of really talking to myself. At least when the students were helping me, it kind of made some sense. But this is weird. But anyway, we'll get it on. Right? Bring the milk to a boil. What else do we need? Onion piquant. Right, onion piquant, bay leaf, some cloves. I put an extra clove in because this is going to be used for many other sauces, and I know we're going to want a strong flavor with it. So we're going to let that come to a boil. Give my pasta a stir. This is again our roux. Pretty cold. This is all your roux mixed together. No reason to once again talk about roux because obviously now you guys should be expert chicken stock roux makers, that's for sure. We use it in every class. I'm just breaking it up so I can use it a little easier. It was in the refrigerator. Generally you don't refrigerate roux. No, first of all, no reason if you use it fast enough. But if you make a white, even a white roux is cooked 100%, so any kind of bacteria or water is kind of cooked out of it. So it can last for a long time. Refrigerated lasts forever. But most places I've worked, at least, we never refrigerated it because it becomes very hard to work with. School's a little different because we're not making something every day with roux. Got some leftover basil. Once again, I'm just looking at what I'm going to do. I got even some leftover cheese, which we did a cheese sauce, but once again, we can use cheese, not necessarily make a cheese sauce, but cheese flavor a little different. A sauce would be, 30% cheese, but if you put like 10% cheese in there, I got a carrot, one of my favorites, celery. I think a chicken casserole, because we do have some chicken breasts. It looks like everything's going to go into the oven, which is good. It's good for you guys to learn a little more oven usage. I turned on the convection oven. It's humming away in the back. Look, it's hot. Look, it's really hot. Very fast. You're gonna bring that to boil, let that simmer a bit. The macaroni is gonna that takes a while, macaroni. We actually call this elbow macaroni. Macaroni is a general term for pastas in some cultures, in some areas in America. I grew up calling this elbow macaroni. Need a little nutmeg. That's always a classical part of bechamel is nutmeg, and once again, we just use a little. I think it really has fallen out of favor. Just a pinch. Now in Europe though, this is still a very, very popular spice. In Korea here, generally you do learn more American style or modern cooking more than the old-fashioned classical stuff. Excuse me. Oh, I've been talking a lot today. We did the YSU Challenge film today. The teachers, we sing a little song and then for the department. It was fun. We had a good time. You can almost look at it to see it's not done. Oh, I can't. You guys can't see it, can you? Nah, not really. But you can see it's white in the center. Okay, we got our milk to a boil. And we're going to bring it to a simmer. I forgot to bring my water again. As I said in the video before, is that the scalding of the milk is to kill the bacteria. We don't have to really worry about that today. But what it does do, it does change the flavor of the milk. And that's what we're looking for there. It's an unusual, I think it's still an unusual step, and most of the places I work, we never really scalded the milk. But since this is a sauce class, Escoffier wrote about scalding the milk. Almost everybody wrote about how to scald the milk. I figured, well, we might as well do it. Okay, we're gonna let that simmer for a while. Pasta's getting close. And we're gonna cook it like 99% really. You don't want it 100% because we're gonna cook it in a sauce. Good. So let me swing this around. Up again. I wish I brought my water. Anytime you're going to use pastas The second time, shock it, cold water. Stop the cooking process. Because if you don't do that, it's gonna get overcooked and mushy. That's why I say it's best to cook at 99%, not 100%. Because really, nothing's worse than overcooked pasta. Well, there's a lot worse things than that, but it really does, it does take away from the flavor, the texture, everything. It's something that you don't want to do. And never leave it in water, like this. No, you take it out of the water, let it drain well, make sure it's cool. This stuff has a tendency, the pasta, the elbow has a tendency to hold a lot of water. So make sure you get it pretty much drained out. Dropping it. That's the way to get rid of it. Okay. Take a little oil. A little bit of olive oil. Oh, we used all the olive oil. Okay. Well, we're going to use vegetable oil today. Olive oil would be good for a lot of this stuff. So, another question, not a question, but we were talking about before when the students helped me about making roux. Now you can make roux with olive oil. You can make roux with vegetable oil. You don't really have to make it with butter. And olive oil roux is actually is a very nice thing. They're a little different. The butter's more creamier, obviously. Butter is just a better thing. And in this class, being classical cooking, oops, out of focus. There we go, in focus. Being classical cooking, we're going to use, butter roux. But almost any fat or oil you can make it with. The gravy. Yeah, okay, we did the chicken. We did the chicken gravy here. I'll leave that onion in there for a while because I want to get a good bechamel out of this. Once again, I'm taking the roux, flattening it out, making it small, whipping it in little by little. Doesn't matter if you break up the onion piquant because we're going to strain that out anyway. We're going to use the chinois. We're going to make it smooth. Once again, classically, a lot of places I worked did not even worry about straining a lot of sauces. But it does make a better sauce. It really does. Any roux-based sauce, straining it is good. Little by little. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm just breaking it up and dropping it in. I broke up the onion a bit, but that's okay. More flavor. I think I have some shallots. I bring some shallots up. I got garlic. I got mushrooms. I got some bacon. Bacon, yeah. Well, you could do like a carbonara with it. A carbonara with Parmesan cheese, which I have. I got a little whipping cream. Make a quality one with that. Wonderful for cheese sauces. Starting to thicken up now. I'm going to let that go for now. See where we're at. I need to add more for sure, but once again, you add too much in, then you add milk and things like that. It kind of. I'm going to get the chinois, and what did I say? I'm sorry, guys. I should take you with me. I can't find the chinois. Oh, it's here. Yeah. Yeah, this one I keep very special place. Everybody can use this one, that's for sure. This is my own personal chinois, so. turn this up a little. Now at this point I didn't season anything, and being a grand sauce, being a mother sauce, you generally don't put salt and pepper in this because you don't know what you're going to make with it. I'm looking around what I have. I got bacon, salty, cheese, salty. That's about the saltiest things there. But still, once again, like I said, you don't want to really season a mother sauce. So the veloute was the same way. When I made the veloute, I use that to make many, many sauces. So you can make hundreds of them, thousands of them. But what it is, if you put salt in here, you're going to be in a little trouble. Because then if you add bacon and cheese, well, you're going to have something too salty. So please do not have to salt this. Let that come up to a simmer. Yeah, this is pretty strange by myself, that's for sure. It's getting dark outside too. Let's see. I don't know what the first thing we're gonna make. Well, I definitely see the carbonara going on here, that's for sure. Because we got the bacon, we got heavy cream, we got the Parmesan cheese. That's all I have that here. Not necessarily this type of cheese is really good for anything. Well, the only thing is that a lot of this type of cheese is secondary cheese. The outside, what we call the rind, R-I-N-D, the rind of a big Parmesan cheese, a lot of this is that. So it doesn't really melt. It doesn't melt well at all. Fresh Parmesan will. We got some boiling here, simmering, I should say. If we could take a look. You see it? The movement. Once again, I'm going to make this fairly light, means fairly thin, only because we're going to, I don't know what our end result is. I'm going to add a little more, but not much more roux. And how long do we cook this for? Some chefs say a half hour. I say 10 minutes. If you work for somebody that says cooking for 40 minutes, you say yes, chef. But you do have to cook it out. That's for sure. And 10 minutes might be a little too short in some ways. I never had a problem with it. If you don't cook it out, you have a Mikharov taste, which you don't want a flour taste. That's for sure. But if you made a proper roux, a proper white or blonde roux, you cooked that flour already. There we go. So I'm going to turn this down now because we're going to just let this simmer for at least 10 minutes. And if it gets too thick, we can always add some more milk. Okay, let's make something delicious. What do you want to do first? The carbonara? I think so. I would think so. But what I'm going to do is get our mise en place first together. Well, maybe no. Let's see. We'll do the baked chicken because we got chicken. Got chicken breast, and this is actually very nice for baking. Like I said, I want to do everything in an oven tonight. So I'll take 2 breasts and 1 breast. We don't really have proper baking dishes, but we can put these in the oven. These are good for the oven. I got these from upstairs. They're Teflon coated. It'd be nice if they were a little smaller, but we don't have any choice with that. So let's see what we're going to do. I'm going to take the chicken. Well, we could use them. We'll just leave them whole. We'll season them. Turn up my bechamel has to be turned up a little. Now the big difference between bechamel and veloute is the bechamel will burn. Being milk, it will burn very easily. So you can't have it up too high. You got to keep your eye on it. But you do have to cook it out. Where's my green spoon? And somebody left this behind. They put tape on here. I should take this tape off, but it's really ugly taking it off too. So it's a bacteria chip, the tape. Now remember we talked about a nappe. All right. Good. It still has to cook. Has a, like I said, I added an extra clove, and even one clove does make a difference. I'm scanning around for the black pepper, the white pepper, I mean. Now, we don't have to bread this or coat it or anything like that. We just season it so we have a good seasoning on there. Well, that's boiling now. Italian class have a really, all you guys, and I myself do, have a very hard time controlling the flames here. I'm going to take a little oil or butter. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. A little block of butter. I'm going to rub the bottom of this, so it doesn't stick. It shouldn't stick anyway, this is Teflon. But it too does add a lot of flavor. Yeah, as you see, you can see that pretty well. Just coating on the bottom, light coating. You can use regular oil, you know, if it's for a sticking purpose. Okay, let's see. Let's have some vegetable garnishing here. I think the red pepper would be nice. What I'm going to do is bring this down again. There we go. Is that good? Get this little chunk out of the way. Even when I have students help me, I have tons of stuff in the way. Sorry about that. I'm checking that. I'm going to cut this very thin. I'm going to brunoise it, small dice actually. Skin side down. Yeah, we'll go brunoise. I kind of like brunoise. It looks nice. Brunoise is a very, very small dice. And it gives bechamel a quick stir. I'm going to turn it down really low now just because I really don't want to burn it. That would be not good. Whoops. Okay, we'll let it go. It's pretty much close to 10 minutes, not quite. Not quite. I'm saying cut off the ribs. This is called the ribs, the galbi. Cut off the white part there. Cut it skin side down. If you cut it skin side up, you get this. Right? If you cut skin side down, you get this. Not crush it. Pretty pepper, huh? Pretty pepper. It kind of like the garnish for the roulade. Very, very much so. Okay. Nice color. It's very pretty. And we got some green. That's enough. This really has no galbi on it at all. So, skin side down. So I think with the chicken breast, what we'll do like a Parmesan cheese. No, let's do the cheddar cheese. Bacon and cheddar cheese sauce. Once again, the meaning of this class, the idea of this class is when you make a mother sauce, is that you can make many different other things with it. Now with the bechamel already, we already made, I made all kinds of sauce. I even forget what we made. We made a cheese sauce, I did Aurora sauce. We made many different types of things, and you can do that. How about a little celery? I like celery. Not much. Put a little of that in, and we'll put a little onion. Oh, the shallots, that's what I was looking for. I don't know if there's any more left. A little garlic wouldn't be bad. That's for sure. Since we're going to bake this in the oven, we really don't have to sweat these vegetables out. It's pretty dry. Now, I did talk about using dry herbs in the other video, the other class. And something like this that's very pretty. Let me bring it down. Yeah, nice. Very nice garnish. Garnish put once again a lot of flavor there too. Let's use a little dry herbs just for a change. We got some basil and thyme. Oregano. Okay. Not necessarily going for an Italian flavor, but we got oregano and basil. But once again, it's not necessarily only Italian food. That's the basil. Thyme, which I really, once again, not a big fan of dry thyme. But since we're going to be baking this in a bechamel, we're going to mix it together, put it in the oven and cook it, it's going to take on its own flavor. They'll soften up, and this is the oregano, which chicken and oregano is very nice flavor too. Garlic though, we will add some garlic because we are in Korea, we got to add garlic. We could add some carrot too. Basically, mirepoix shows up in a lot of things anyway. So, okay, let's get a bowl and a goop cha. You can go swing over to the bechamel. Let's take a look at it. We'll strain that off into one of these, or maybe a little pot. That would probably make more sense. We really don't need to cook it anymore. We do need to strain out and to make it smooth, because you'll see with all the little lumps, and things like that in there. You could see us pouring it. It's a little lumpy, but that's bechamel. It's always, because that's why, to me, it's very important to strain it. And you can strain it in a other che, but this is a much better. What's that called? That's a shrinkage. All right, shrinkage is very important. Shrinkage costs you money, chef. So I'm using this as a pump. I'm kind of just grinding this out. So you could do this with velouté, tomato, anything like that, but you don't do it with stocks. You don't squeeze stocks out because you want a clear stock. So I'm turning it and drip out. And you see there's quite a lot of, well, besides the onion, there's a lot of roux balls in there. Give this a quick rinse. As you can see it's just a lot of chunkies on there. Good taste. The nutmeg not only gives it a flavor, it does give it a certain, it seems to make it, I don't know, Christmassy. You know, it has a very holiday style flavor to it. Nutmeg's a very, you can see now how much smoother it is. Very, very nice. Okay, we'll take our garnish. Like once again, garnish is not only the items that are in there, but not only just for flavoring, but for color. I think we'll do one goop cha. We don't have actually that much bechamel, so We're gonna go lightly on this, but this is enough. I'm gonna mix it over here, and I'll drag you guys over here now. It'd be nice if I could move this easily. Well, I guess it does move easy. It could be worse. I'm gonna put some Parmesan cheese in there, which is salty. Ooh, okay. Okay. A big ball fell in there, but that's fine. But we will add some pepper, if I can find it. There we go. And now the cheese itself is going to make it thick. But as the chicken cooks, chicken itself is gonna give off some of its own moisture. And I'm gonna check this. More cheese. Why not? Well, I think I was gonna go with the cheddar. Well, that's okay. We'll do something else with the cheddar. Now, I'm not making a cheese sauce. I'm using oh, hoochoo, excuse me. They got into the air. Oh, ooh, that felt good. Okay, I'm gonna take a little here, throw it on the bottom, spread it around. Now, as the vegetables cook, they're gonna give off some liquid, obviously, right? Take the chicken breast and coat it. Nice globby coat on it. Alright. Lay it down. Take the second one. I might have to add a little more bechamel to this. Yeah, I'm gonna need a little more sauce to cover this. Let me get some more bechamel. Pour the remaining over the top. Now, if I had some bangaru bread crumbs, you toast them off and throw them on top. It was very nice. Spread this out evenly. Make sure it gets all the way around it. And into the oven we go. Actually, I'll put a little Parmesan cheese on top. That's always just a nice thing to do. And a key point too is take a paper towel or something very clean, and you don't want to have sauce. Let me bring it up here. You see how the sauce is sticking on the side there? That's going to burn. So you're going to take that off as much as possible, as clean as possible. You don't have to go crazy, just get the big pieces off. If you don't, that will burn first. Okay? So I'm going to take this now and put that into the oven. I guess I'll stop the video at this point and get ready for the next item, which maybe pasta potatoes, I'm not sure. But I'll see you on the next one.